What's up everyone, it's Gabby Trades and welcome back to the channel. Now, altcoins are nicely into profits, everyone is in profit and their dog, we're getting action, this is great. But usually this is also a danger zone, and today I want to share with you my TA and the zones that I'm looking out for potential pullbacks. But you guys, before we start, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell so you always get notified when I'm live here for you. Because if you have been watching my last 8 live streams, you have received exponential value for free. So go ahead and make sure to check the description box of this video for all the extra goodies that me and Coin Bureau have managed to prepare for you. Now we're moving on immediately. Hello everyone, sharing this screen. Hopefully you guys can see. Let's have a look. This is a bit like, all right, maybe no, that's the week before. Hold on. Here we are. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. But yeah, the thing is, we had some good news today, right? From the US economy is doing great, everything's looking fine, we're holding up better than expected. Now fewer people are filing for unemployment. Now that's good signs, means that there is jobs, and retail sales are also rising over here. Let's see if you guys can see that, 0.6 in June, which means that people are spending more at stores, and it's more than economists really could predict, right? And that's actually also excluding gas and automobiles for some reason. I'm pretty sure that if it was including automobiles, it was always going to be high because in the US they buy cars like crazy. But anyway, the story is that even though prices are high lately, partially because of the tariffs, consumers are still spending and they're feeling confident, right? That's what this is showing us. But we also need to be wary of the fact that when spending is strong like this, the Fed might go ahead and say, okay, wait a minute, the economy is too hot right now. We don't need to cut interest rates, right? So that might be a sign for us that we're not going to see interest rate cuts in July, right? And he won't consider raising the rates, let's say, but he is out there to keep inflation in check. So maybe that's just a sign that we're not going to get any cuts in July. Now, on the political side, we had here yesterday a bit of drama. Trump is stirring the pot again. He was hinting that he might fire Fed Jerome Powell, which completely freaked out the markets, and we had an instant sell-off. Right? It was very interesting. Now, why? Because the Fed is supposed to be independent, right? He's supposed to be independent. He's not supposed to be controlled by politics. And he has a major role. So, of course, market doesn't like that. Markets feel that that's uncertainty. So after the market started dropping, immediately after that, Trump quickly came back to his comments and said he's not planning to fire Jerome Powell. But this is interesting here. He says that it's highly unlikely. Now look at this guy, the way he's communicating, highly unlikely that he's going to fire Powell. But anyway, that helped calm down the things a little bit. So it was helpful that he came out and said all these things. So yeah, that's in terms of news. I don't have anything else for you. We reviewed CPI, PPI came in also good. So, you know, everything is soft and the market is feeling good right now. All right, let's see who's here. First in the chat box, we have Adrian. Rich consumers are spending. Yes, they're spending. We have Larry, Hopa, Miha, and all of you guys, you're welcome. Start typing in the chat box. Let me know, you guys, how are you feeling? And also, do you want me to review any altcoins for you? This is a good time, I think, to do that right now. Okay, cool. So first things first, we start with Bitcoin as usual. We're here to review the majors, of course. Chainlink, okay, cool. Yes, Solana, we'll do that as well. So, you know, looking at Bitcoin, right, from last time we spoke, I pretty much tried to explain to you guys that, you know, this is a true week open over here, and that we are going to potentially get a scenario of a drop and then a retest of that area. So we're pretty much seeing that right now. I also warned you that there is going to be you know, a scenario of a range forming, which we can also see right now. So this is how I like to analyze the markets, right? I have my bias, I look at the chart. Of course, I do have the experience to see all these things, but the point is that when the market is playing according to what I see, it makes sense to me even more. So yeah, again, right now we're currently into the range. We had a rejection here from 120, right? I pretty much warned my community that here is going to be like, you know, a small short from here from the 120, because it just makes sense, right? To reject from the true week open after a sell-off like that in the week beginning and a continuation, then you have a range. And then after that, usually what should follow is a manipulation move, right? This is what should follow. Right now, funding is a little bit low over here. So there is a potential of some squeeze over here to the upside. Now, I want to be monitoring this very, very closely, because my ideal case scenario for you, I'm going to tell you, is we keep in this range, right? We keep in this range and then we exit the range down here. Why? Because just like we said in the previous live stream, correct, Gordon, that's exactly the point. That's what we said. We have the gap over here. Someone was telling me, well, Gabi, how is this like an opening gap because it's on Thursday? And I'm like, to be honest, I didn't really think about it. Maybe it was holiday, something was going on, I don't remember. Whatever, gap is a gap, right? So this gap needs to act as a sort of support for us over here, right? So the thing is, you guys, you know, a tap into the gap is absolutely acceptable. In fact, if we get into that gap, I'll be so happy, right? I'll be happy because I'll be looking for longs if we get that tap over here. Now, the problem will start happening if price starts gaining acceptance below this level, right? Because that's when we're gonna get, like we said last on Tuesday, something that we don't want to see, or maybe we do because we want better entries on alts, whatever. Tap into the gap. Let's go. Yeah. Genius Act is today also. I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pretty important day as well today with the Genius Act, so we might see a push, right? But that push up, if we exit right now without a retrace like this to the downside, to be honest, I'm going to consider this move a manipulation if this happens. But this is just me, right? This is just me. That's what I see. Yeah, so pretty much that's for Bitcoin. We wanted to hold over here. Tap into down here is going to give me more confidence that I'm fine to proceed, right? And if it doesn't do that, well, I don't know, I might consider it as a manipulation move, right? Does that make sense? Good question, Paul. How many hours before the Genius Act? I don't even know that, to be honest. So somebody in the chat will know. Seems like the guys know more over here. All right, so looking at Ethereum, starting with ETH, it's showing a little bit of exhaustion right now, but with the help of my indicators, I know that the target for ETH right now is up here, right up here. Last time when we were streaming together, the target was this high, I think, over here. That was for yesterday, so that target was already hit, and now we're eyeing at this liquidity over here. If you're wondering how I'm getting these liquidities, there is a link in the description box. These are my indicators that I use for my trading. You guys, they're available if you guys want to get them. So yeah, this is pretty much the target over here. Now, ETH is good, ETH is fine, but it's very important you also track ETH BTC and what ETH BTC is doing right now. So for me, you know, ETH BTC is reaching around 0.3, and I'm eyeing specifically this zone over here, which is 0.03187. Now, you have to mind, this is ETH BTC, right? It's technicals is a little bit weird on that, you know, pair, but still you can consider the areas of resistance and support as important. As you can see, this down here bottom was called by me months back. We had this for months ago, and they're holding. So I do like to respect the zones that I'm getting from my indicators. So I do believe that there is going to be some sort of exhaustion up here in this area. Whether we're going to tap into it or not, I cannot tell you, but this is what I'm hoping for, right? So this is the area that I would want to be looking at, 0.031 approximately on ETH BTC. Larry, I still have a feeling, don't hate me, but that alts will drop at the end of the month. Well, Larry, if you're like, you know, if you're a trader, you understand how candlesticks work, right? You understand how candlesticks works. And I was trying to explain that even on my channel. By the way, if you are not subscribed on my YouTube channel, find the link in the description box. But this is what I was trying to explain to people earlier of how candles work. Like, even if it's very, very, very bullish on a weekly time frame or a monthly time frame, you're seeing, you know, let's say in a bullish scenario, right? A candle is opening, right? Candle is opening, and then it might start trading low, right? You have an open, the candle trades low, creates a wick, and then starts distributing because the bias is bullish, right? It starts distributing. The week is coming to an end, right? The week is coming, or the month is coming to an end. And what happens? We create a wick, right? We create a wick. So let's say this is the candle. This is going to be your body over here, right? This is a body. That's a candle with a wick. Now you see that most of the candles have wicks, right? So, you know, end of the month, end of the week, it's always, you know, an important time and a potential time for us, you know, to be looking for some sort of pullback, right? So here we are on ETH, 2 candles exploding to the upside. This is what usually happens from around the 0.5 area. You guys know, because you've been watching now all my 8 streams. You know that 0.5 is a very important area for me. So once you know, price exits from that area, it tends to create, you know, big bullish candles to the upside. And when it reaches another major area, it tends to drop, depending on where price is coming from, right? This was an extreme weakness over here, this drop. So now we're expecting, hopefully, right? Hopefully, we're just going to see up from here, and then we're going to exit the range to whatever we're looking at, $5,000 over here. This is what we're hoping for. But 0.786 is still going to be 0.786. So for me, that will always will be a sell zone, right? So we're slowly reaching that area right now, right? But ideally, I would like for this week to close, and then next week potentially create a little bit of a lower wick, so then we can get you know, a nice fair value gap formation here. So that would be one nice zone for a retrace, because if that happens, that here I can open my indicators right now. So that I'll draw it for you right now. So over here, this is going to be a bearish fair value gap. Do you see it over here? Bearish fair value gap, right? So if we have a bullish fair value gap formation over here, this is going to be this small area over here potentially could play out as a balanced price action, which could then mean that it's going to be a nice area for a retrace for us to get, you know, some entries. Top of the morning. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. 5K. Yes. This is what we're hoping for all the alts. We want them to run. Everyone wants them to run. I want them to run, and I think they will be running a bit more. Now let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. As we spoke, you know, 8 live streams ago, I told you guys pretty much this is the area over here that we need to start dropping for, from which is exactly 65.42%. That's the area. This is it. Because if we didn't get a drop from here, then we were looking at the 70%, you know, Bitcoin dominance, and that's not what we want. Okay, what is saying Taiwan? Bitcoin dominance bouncing at the moment of a trend line down on a week December 12, 2016. Okay, on log scale, we'll see if we can continue down or if it's reversing. Yes, so I can see immediately from here that we shall continue down at the very minimum until over here, which is 61.9. Again, this is the indicators that I use. That is how I find targets usually for these sort of charts. And then also you know, if I'm following my indicators, there is still long way, right? 55, even lower, 50% on Bitcoin dominance. So we should be seeing all these things unfolding in front of our eyes, right? But don't forget that a lot of people are in profit right now, and this could mean that we need to you know, relax a little bit. And looking at Solana, it's so early, like it's so early. I'm not even FOMO like a little bit, you know, but a lot of people are just like looking at the lower time frames and they're completely freaking out. When do crypto bills in the US get passed? Is it Friday? I don't know. Some people are saying today, honestly. So I don't know. But anyway, so, you know, ETH is fine, because ETH is for sure showing me, according to my technicals, that it wants to get to $300. So we're still at 174.11. So if we get a pullback, because, you know, Sol is a little bit weak at this point, like in terms of the whole market structure in comparison with everything else, I think this is going to give some really nice opportunities right now. That's on the daily. We're pulling a little bit right now. Let's see the 4 hourly. Open the signals over here. Okay, so it's still showing that it wants to range right now. It hasn't picked momentum for today. We haven't taken these relatively equal highs over here to relatively equal highs, but we have in a way reached an extreme. So, you know, even without looking, I'm pretty sure that there is a sell order block left at that high. So the reaction makes sense to me technically right now that we're experiencing. But wouldn't it just be great? Wouldn't it just be great if we get another pullback and then we manage to enter? Because over here, the fair value gaps are even formed already, right? Formed. Right? So you have over here, here's the balance price action, pretty much similar thing, sort of balance or inverted fair value gap, whatever you want to call it, because we have wicks through it. So the way I'm looking at this, yes, sell order block here. So the reaction makes sense right now for price, but in no shape or form I have any intentions to enter a short here, because when I look to enter into a short, it needs to there need to be more like bearish candles printed, and there needs to be extra confirmation according to the model that I'm trading, and I'm not seeing that. The price is still bullish, right? Price is still bullish. Let's get rid of the indicator so you don't spaz out. But here we are. Now this is on a 1 hour time frame. Even 1 hour time frame, we're still rejecting, right? We're still rejecting on a 1 hour time frame. There is absolutely no reason to panic. 4 hour time frame, bearish confirmations are going to come at around 169. You know, so I think it's looking good for today, for now at least. Or we might slow down and range and then create our you know, manipulation move on Bitcoin, but I would watch Bitcoin for that, and ETH BTC for Ethereum or whatever. All right, cool. Gang, let's start with your requests. I think I saw Link. Let's have a look at Link real quick for you guys. For all of us, actually. Link on a daily. I think we looked at Link last time, but anyways, we're gonna do it again. Yeah, so perfect entry for Link was around $12. Now you're hanging around $17. You're breaking daily supports. So Link is picking up momentum, in my opinion, right now. So yeah, this huge sort of like W over here. I think you want to break that, right? You want to break that to confirm a little bit action on Link. But yeah, over here, I think this block is currently the problem. That block is currently the problem. So let's say, right, if you're conservative, I'm pretty conservative, to be fair. So if I'm conservative, I'm going to be waiting for, let's say, a break of that and a retest to enter, for example. Right? And if you're not, if we're lucky, right, if price extends within that block right now and it rejects one more time, well, we might be lucky enough to get an entry around here, around $14, $14.07 or something like that, or 14.5, whatever you guys feel like, you know. Near, sorry, my keyboard is a bit weird. Yeah, we're gonna look at near, don't worry you guys, right now. So yeah, near is looking pretty fine, to be fair. This is on a weekly time frame. So this is how my indicators work, by the way. And again, they're available for everyone to get. Find them in the description box, okay? Very, very helpful. So this is a double liquidity formation. That's what I call double liquidity formation over here. So you have the liquidity down here and liquidity up here. And you can see the dollar signs, obviously. So yeah, in a double liquidity formation, what tends to happen is you pick one side or you take one side, you trade through one side, and then you tend to head for the other. So, you know, the double liquidity at the very least is telling me that price wants to get to $9. Price wants to get to $9. Now, right now, this liquidity over here is going to serve as some sort of resistance right now, this area over here. So we're looking at $3. $3 is going to be a bit of a resistance, it seems. So potential retest of that area right over here, small pullback and then re-entry to break it. I think it would be good. I think it'd be good to aim for 9, but that's like really at, you know, at the very minimum. And then you have further resistance over here, but that resistance is not something that I want to concern myself with, because I know that eventually we're going to get to $9, and if I get a good entry down here, I'm not concerned, right? I'm not concerned that price is going to drop all the way back down. It should hold, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The area that could be a potential sell zone is, or maybe a bit of a bigger reaction, is probably around $9.3, $10, or anything between 9 and like 10, 10.8, something like that. For near. Yeah. Okay, cool. Can we talk about APT? Oh, Sah is loving Dan. Yes, Dan is amazing. Ken! Ken, you're giving me a tip again. Oh my god. He gave me a tip earlier on my own channel, which is pretty awesome. Ken, by the way, you've paid for a lifetime membership, mate, so make sure you get on Discord, okay? Is it just me or we're losing live? What does that mean? What does that mean, bro? Like, if someone says something like that, I'm always like concerned about the connections or whatever. But anyway, so we said link. What else did we say? APT. Let's check APT. Shout out to Dan. He's absolutely amazing. Shout out to Dan. We're checking APT here on the weekly. It looks like an absolute mess. So we're gonna need to, oh, APT. So disappointing. Anyways, APT over here, $4.3. Of course, like I said, how do I get these levels? Such sniper levels. I use my indicators. I've developed them for you guys with the help of Lux Algo. So yeah, go and get them, because you're gonna find lots of value in these indicators. So yeah, basically ultimate entry, another resistance, break, retest, entry, easy work. So APT right now, the first thing that I'm seeing is over here, like $6, right? $6 on APT is the first thing that catches my eyes. In terms of the overall picture on APT, you guys, we'll have a look in terms of the overall picture on APT. Yeah, I mean, like, it's good because it's at a very extreme levels. So yes, the potential exists, but like, I'm not sure, you know. I'd rather be in things that are actually strong. Like, I don't want to be in that mindset of where I want to chase the 2022 sort of moves and the 2022, like when everything was exploding like 500%. You can see that nowadays on meme coins, right? Like whatever, what is it, Pengu, or I forgot, like all these that are making like 300 400%. Like for alts is going to be a bit of work, if you see my point. But the good thing is that we're seeing slowly some sort of rotation right now, and that is what we want. Say, we're gonna look at Say, no problem. So basically what I was trying to say for APT, just to summarize it real quick, the first liquidity that I see or area that price wants to attract is probably around $7. Wait, was that on the weekly? Yeah, it's not even $9, $7. And then yes, there is a potential of this chart to go up until like $10 even, right? Even 16. But am I going to hold my breath for that with the current price action? I don't think so, you know, but that's just me, obviously. All right, cool. We'll look at Say. We'll look at Say. Okay, cool. Yeah, Say, you know, not bad overall. A little bit stronger than APT. So, you know, it's not one of the strong ones, unfortunately. I was hoping for a little bit more from Say, to be honest with you guys. I was hoping for a little bit better performance. But, you know, even with my naked eye, first thing that I see is 2 equal highs over here, maybe even 3. 2 equal highs, nice targets. Daily resistance, we're reaching daily resistance 0.3985. Daily resistance on Say. We just broke. Yes, you guys, hit that like button if you haven't. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you check the description box, because I am hooked with few exchanges, you guys, that are gonna give you a lot of bonuses and stuff like that. So yeah, just FYI, and make sure you follow my main channel as well, because I want to hit 2,000 subscribers. Yes, I'm a tiny little fish in the sea. Help me. No, I'm joking. Sorry. I like to be a comedian sometimes, but hey, we need to have fun as well, right? Trading is so boring, and to be honest, you guys, I'm not really talking to many people. So when I come on stream, it's like, hey, let's go, let's have some social life. XRP, yeah. So basically, let me finish quickly with Say over here. So Say is looking fine, right? Daily resistance 0.9385. It would be great if we break that. Also, it would be awesome if we get a little bit of pullback over here. I'll be watching at 0.34 if that happens, and 0.31 if we get lucky to that extent. Lots of zones over here. You can get these zones with my indicators, simple stuff. Yeah, otherwise the potential for this is, if we start breaking this level, that means next is going to be 0.62. That's according again to my indicators. And then we have semi-strong sell zone over here. So I'm interested to see what Say does at around 0.68, because if we break that massive resistance over here, right, combined with a sell zone, I think that you know, we might see even 0.9 or potentially $1 on this, right? Yes, beautiful people. Let's see what else. Did I miss anything? XRP, someone said XRP. Nobody's talking about BNB though. That's interesting. Oops, I've been drawing here some stuff. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, it's looking great. Wait, there is a dot here that we don't want to see. We do not want to see that. So if we look at XRP from way before, it is so interesting to me, you guys. Honestly, it is so interesting, because I was pretty much the only, everyone was saying that XRP is dead over here from 2022. XRP is dead, XRP is dead, XRP is dead, XRP is dead. The thing is that I had my indicators So I'm like, no, XRP is not dead, because here we have weekly liquidity at the $1.9775. And you guys are gonna be left behind, because this is incredible. Anyway, so yeah, it happened, and it happened pretty fast, right? It happened pretty fast. We took that liquidity, and this is how liquidities work, right? This is why I'm trying to show you all these areas, because it is important, right? If you see a high time frame liquidity with my indicators, you need to understand that once that liquidity is taken, just like here, this is what tends to happen with price action, right? This is what tends to happen with price. There is either a pullback after that happens, or price starts ranging. So that's what we saw. And the good thing is that it also acts as a support. So you can see that XRP on a weekly time frame, it's holding weekly levels like no tomorrow. Can you see it over here, the line with green? Okay, so it's holding support like no tomorrow. So what do you do? What do you do as a trader when you see that? Well, what I do is, when I see that price has expanded with such force, breaking liquidity and not pulling back, but creating a range, the best thing you can do, or anyone, is to position themselves at the low of the range for an exit of that range. Does that make sense? But still, you know, right now we're in an area where price could be like, yo, okay, let me just take this highs. Let me just get a little rest over here, liquidate some late longs. Let me liquidate some late longs. Look at this nice, fat, big fair value gap over here, right? Look at it. It's looking at me. Well, maybe it's nice if we retrace and liquidate everyone on leverage, and then we continue our road to the upside. That would be now a different drawing like this. Okay. So, you know, and also you have to be thinking about, I'll check ADA, no worries. Also, you have to be thinking about the fact that, ADA. Hold on, look at ADA right now. Oh, what did I want to say? I'm just trying to remember here. I'm pretty sure I have a drawn chart on ADA. Let's have a look. Probably this one. No, whatever. That's fine. So yeah, the reason why, you know, I was not interested in entering ADA is because I didn't like the way the liquidity was cleared over here. So essentially, it created a double bottom, which is, you know, or a triple bottom in that case, which is like, you know, a buy, a signal usually. But yeah, it was not, you know, and we have this resistance over here from February last year, over here, this resistance from February last year. So that's a high created on actually 11th of March, that liquidity, 11th of March 2024. So, you know, price trades through it like a maniac over here, trades through it like a maniac. And what does it do then, right? Of course, it ranges, but the difference with XRP and this is like XRP is holding here, for example, whereas ADA is trading below. So it's regaining acceptance below this level, and it's creating a new mini range right now over here. New mini range, right? So now we have to break from that range with strength. I don't know if you guys are following me, but basically the idea is that this mini range, which is below resistance over here, you see we rejected it one time, 12th of May this year, rejection again March beginning of this year after we traded through it. So this level over here is extremely important. The level that I'm referring to is 0.8042. So ADA, do not FOMO. I don't want to FOMO into ADA because it needs to break that level. It needs to break that level, and it needs to show me, not only that, it needs to show me, okay, I'm ready to hold this level. I'm ready to hold this level. You know. So ETH, Raja, ETH, yeah. I know, Raja, I know, but we spoke about ETH, didn't we? We spoke about ETH. Solana upside for bull run. Solana price action discovery in Solana. So 300 at least, then we'll see. ETH is a very interesting chart. I know this one is very busy. I don't have one that's not busy, but I respect my levels so much and they work so good that I just don't want to delete them, because I need to showcase you guys how all this is working like a clock. All right. So yeah, basically for ETH, right now, like we said last week and in the previous streams and whatever, you know, I tried to warn you guys, 2,100 perfect entry, 2,380, you know, second chance, and then third chance, 2,556. Pretty much what I was trying to say. And I said to you multiple times, alts are going to explode in July. I want you to show me one other person on YouTube that said that, you know, show it to me. Anyway, you know, sometimes I'm being funny, but it's true. Anyway, so, okay, cool. Now that we've broken and we're going for liquidity, right? Going for liquidity up here, right? Up here. We're looking at 3,527 right now. Pretty much immediate target on ETH, right? Potential resistance at 3,916. Let's see what happens. So it's either going to be, this is going to show resistance or this is going to show resistance. Yeah. BTC Queen, XRP Prince, Soul Princess, Ada Duke. Okay, great. I love it. I love it. I don't know any of these people. That's great. That's great. Love it. If some people actually had the idea that that's going to happen, that's great. You know, I'm happy. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Should we look at the TradFi a little bit? Or no? You guys are probably not that much into TradFi, but yeah, I mean, we can look at Nasdaq real quick. So because I'm very much into TradFi, and yesterday I had a very good trade on Nasdaq. I was actually long down here from this wick, tight stop loss for the move. That was the trade that I was waiting for like 3 days. 3 days, right? I exited like here somewhere. 3 days for this trade I was waiting. But yeah, anyway, Nasdaq is still bullish. Not very hard to see. Again, so in terms of Nasdaq, right, levels that I'm watching for 23,250, 24,613. I think this is where you know, we need to really start watching price in general. BTC is crawling up. Cool. Let's have a look real quick. Yeah, I mean, is it really though? Is it crawling? Is it really crawling? It's in the same range. It's in the same range. I wouldn't really call that crawling. It's just staying in the range, so we need to wait and see what's gonna happen. Okay, we'll do virtual here. Virtual. All right, cool. Looking at virtual right now. Yeah, same thing pretty much, just like any other chart that I'm using. The entry was 16th of June over here. Yay, thank you for all the tips, you guys. Why don't I get tips like that on my main channel? Go subscribe on my main channel. I want tips on my main channel as well. Now I'm jealous. Anyway, okay, cool. So yeah, virtual, same thing. Like if you're following the model that I trade, by the way, if you want to sign up, I'm doing a mentorship and I have a wait list that I'm going to teach you how you can use my model exactly. So when it's a bull run, when it's a bear run, whatever it is, you can catch moves. This is the point that I'm trying to make. So yeah, simple stuff. Again, very simple math. Break of the 0.236 retest. This is the entry over here. The entry was on 7th of May. And if you were 0.5 rejection, very bearish, in a bull market, you're expecting another retest. So your second entry, 22nd of July, and that's it, you're riding. If you're using my methods. Anyway, so particularly better than other alts, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, see, we have here one fair value gap that's holding over here, bearish. This one over here. So I can see a reaction from it. You know, so let's see if that is going to hold. And if not, then I'm probably going to look for a retrace from 2.32. 2.32 is going to be probably another area that I'm looking at, with then a potential of a retrace to get back on the train. But it's not looking bad at all. Now we're going to assess the potential on this. Now we're going to assess the potential on this. From now, about like 125%, or maybe 150, right? It depends. You never know. But for me, 0.786 is always where I cut off a little bit. So it might be a little higher, but I don't know. So all right. BTC dominance, yeah, we looked at that, mate, like not long ago, but we can look at it again for you, no problem. So yeah, basically it's looking good right now. It's looking good right now. Bitcoin dominance looking good. It's aiming to 62%, if you're asking me. Like that's what I see right now. Potential support over here at 62%, potential support at 61, right? For a small bounce would be good, to then continue the drop to the downside, because yeah, it needs to get to 55% pretty much. Yeah. Okay, render. Okay, let's look at render. Render. No, I don't even hold render. Yeah, render is nice. You know why? Because $12 is liquidity, so that's quite nice. You know, that's quite nice. It's almost 200%. It's probably one of the alts that it's like, okay, yeah, I've been trading a little bit bad right now, but I have potential. That's what it wants to show me right now. So render currently, let's look at the current price action over here. So massive resistance zone right now at $4.1. So for anyone, I think, you know, I want to see this break. I want to see this break with strength, to be fair. And yeah, let's see, because over here, a little bit of a sell zone, little bit of sell zones over here, bit stacked sell zones over here. So we might get a rejection, maybe a retest of the 4.1, maybe a retest of even better 3.8. Wouldn't that just be amazing? 3.8, a retest of the 0.236, and then we send it. I think that would be nice. But yeah, you guys, you are the absolute best, and don't forget to check everything in the description box. You guys, it was so great to see you, and I shall see you guys in the next one next Tuesday. Don't miss out.